And on Monday, starting at noon, you will hear the premiere edition of Mayes and Eytan, and they will join me for the next hour. Where are you guys?
Well, we're at the Valley Forge Race and Sportsbook, which is a Parx Casino facility here in Oaks, PA.
Yeah, I think that we're going to be here a lot, actually, Mike. We're going to be at a Parx Casino property each and every Friday.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very comfortable here, Mike. And we've done a few shows here, and it's so comfortable that the bartender walks over and just hands me a beer when I walk in.
No, that's perfect. Now, yesterday we did our show at Wonder Bar, and everybody kept coming up and saying, to Moshe and I, do you guys want a beer? Do you want a beer? And they have really good. I don't know how do you have a Shasta while you're live?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know who you're talking to?
Why, is that against the rules?
No, I've only met Harry a handful of times. I don't know him. As you say, hey,
are you not familiar with Harry May's brand to question if the man is drinking a Shasta or six for a broadcast?
At other places, it was frowned upon in other establishments.
Hey,
let's just
Harry,
put it that way.
I know we haven't started technically yet. It's not Monday at noon yet.
Yeah.
But we're not at any other place.
Oh, okay.
We're in a much better place.
Okay. There's no place like this place, so this must be the place.
Absolutely. We are home, all right? We're playing pool with a Maestro tool right now, hanging out, having fun.
We are, and it's Friday. It's like that. Yesterday we were talking about all sorts of crazy things. I saw somebody tweet this the other day. In fact, Shander, you might have retweeted this or something. But Moshe and I were throwing these back and forth yesterday. We were having a blast with this. And I was down in Clearwater last week. And literally, we brought this conversation up, and we're sitting at one of the beach bars in Clearwater throwing this topic around. So, Mays, I was very interested to get your take on it. You might have even seen this question, but we brought it up because me and Moshe are both like old Big East guys, right? So we said, who is the college basketball player you were sure would become an NBA star, but it didn't happen?
Oh, there's only one answer in the Big East.
No, man, we were pumping them out yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you.
How about Jerome Lane?
I brought him up. Pitt,
you did?
Pitt 88?
Yeah.
I'll give you one that was overhyped, I think, more than anybody in like a 10-year radius before or after him, and that's Felipe Lopez.
That's a good one.
St. John's.
Shander, I would not have believed you would have been able to play this game, and you gave the best one.
Well, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, I remember,
yes.
right?
I think he was on twice, one just solo and the other with Zendon Hamilton.
Yeah, okay. I remember the solo one.
Right. Well, you have to remember, Mike, my whole family's from Jamaica. So
not the island, Jamaica, Queens.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct. Yeah. So I grew up with St. John's basketball and everything around that. I mean, that was outside of the Eagles in my family, who was my uncle. My grandfather didn't care about any sport but St. John's. So watching and being around that hype, I can't remember anybody.
That's a great one.
I mean, he was hyped like LeBron.
He was
coming out of high school.
I remember the cover of the Sports Illustrated. He's doing like the spread eagle. He's got the hand dunking. Yeah. He was all by himself in his high school uniform. Now, I was big St. John's growing up too. And do you remember Malik Sealy was the man there?
Yes,
absolutely. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
yes.
He played in the league, but he didn't do much until his early demise.
Correct.
Yes, and I thought that he would have been a big one, although he was not a name that we threw out yesterday. Like some of the names that we threw out yesterday.
Well,
and the
Sealy made the league, though.
He did.
Yeah. I mean, Lopez barely played. I mean, he was marginal on the Grizzlies, but you're talking about a guy. Like, is there an example of a guy who just didn't make the league?
I don't know, but, so it's I forget who tweeted this out, but as soon as I saw the tweet, we were sitting at, the Palm Pavilion, and I'm like, dude, this is a great conversation. So we started throwing them around, and we did it yesterday. The listeners did a great job. Like, somebody brought up Trajan Langdon. You remember him?
Yeah, he played for the Cavs a little bit. I want to think, where else did he play? Did he play for Vancouver?
But I thought you were keeping this to Big East.
No.
Oh,
because it was.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's
Big
what
East.
I thought.
No. Because it was. Oh, I said Moshe and I are like old Big East fans. Like he's UConn. I'm
guys
West
are all
Virginia.
crusty curmudgeons.
Yeah, right.
Out there.
So we were. But my point was, I thought you guys would be able to expand us out of the Big, because I was throwing out like Lawrence Moten, John Wallace, Sherman Douglas.
A lot of guys from Syracuse.
Yeah, Sherman Douglas. How about Mark Macon at Temple?
Somebody brought him
NBA
up
career.
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he was, I think, maybe a 7th draft pick overall to Denver, which was not the right team because they were running that up and down the court nonsense, that fast-paced offense. No, it was
not Mo, the bartender from Simpsons, right?
No, I think it was the coach that was at Loyola Marymount.
Oh, yeah, Westfall.
Yeah. Westfall, Paul Westfall.
Paul Westphal.
Not the one that coached the Suns and the Lakers, the other one. The one from Loyola Marymount. Wasn't his name Westphal?
It was, but it's not Paul Westphal. It's another Westphal.
I don't even think it's Westphal.
You're talking about
3 minutes in.
How about that one? How about that one? Kimball.
Harry's already had enough.
What?
Bill Kimball.
Yeah, Bo Kimball.
Right.
Well, he was with Hank Gathers.
Yes.
Right.
And,
at Loyola.
Right, and Hank dies, but hey, who was the kid? Jerry McNamara from Syracuse?
Yeah, but I don't know that he
remember.
He's from Scranton.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was a Wilkes-Barre guy.
No, I think Scranton claims.
No, it's funny you say that, Harry, because you probably know this. The radio station out in like the Lehigh Valley carries Syracuse games when McNamara was there. That's how big he was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I would imagine. What else are they going to carry?
Yeah, exactly. What else do they got?
Scranton?
Right.
What is that, D3?
No,
I think Gettysburg kicked the crap out of you, Scranton.
I think they put Moravian games on, too, whenever they
that's riveting.
in a pinch.
Yeah, well, sure. A pinch.
Yes.
Wow.
But Jerry McNamara, there was Devendorf was out there at that time, too, right?
Oh, I hated that guy.
Me too.
That was the guy that was all tatted up. Yeah. He looked like a rat.
What about Pittsnoggle? Was there any hype for him in the NBA?
I don't think people thought he could really play in the league.
He could shoot the three, though.
I think you're downplaying the fact that people hyped him up because he went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, no, the other guy was Mike Gansey. He was the guy that people thought. In fact, Gansey's in the Cavaliers front office. He's like the next hot executive because he's a smart guy from Dub V, you know?
I'm sure some of those Seton Hall guys from back.
Oh, we had one, Terry DeHare.
Yeah.
Well, DeHare played on the Clippers. He was not bad.
In the league, but he didn't have a great career.
He was a decent.
He was a really good college player, though.
I bet I don't have it in front of me, but I bet if you look up Terry DeHare's numbers with the Clippers, that he was one of the better 3-point shooters on that team.
Well, maybe, but it was the Clippers back then. Like nobody paid attention.
But that was Larry Brown's Clippers.
The question,
I think so.
The question was, you were sure would become a star, but it didn't happen. Not a role player.
How about?
I don't know if we had that much hype.
I'm going to go
DeHare.
way back. Bernard King's brother, Albert King, at Maryland, was a great player at Maryland and never did squat in the league.
Those are we brought up. Remember Lawrence Funderburk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There was a name that we kind of threw out there yesterday. We had the Kerry Kittles.
Harold Miner.
Yeah, Harold Miner was brought up. Kerry Kittles was Tim Thomas got a mention. Juan Dixon was thrown out. Ron Mercer was another one that we popped into the game.
Ron Mercer?
Yeah. Well, he had good years in the NBA. Do you guys even remember what you were talking about? You're bringing up guys who were better than role players in the NBA.
You know who brought that one up? That was a Mosher.
Yes.
I guarantee.
No, that was a Josh
Ron
Henning.
Mercer.
That was a John Henning. Josh Henning.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, but the thing was
John Henning.
Yeah. The voice guy one time brought back a whole thing of like audio, and he was like, "It's John Henning," and I'm like, "Who the hell is
That's great.
Send it back.
Is Josh aware of because Josh knows my insanity, and Josh has sat next to me, very close to me for
I feel for him.
months, right? Because of me coming down and doing shows with you guys in the afternoon, which I'm grateful for. But is he aware of the added element? I mean, this is like the old vinegar and baking soda experiment that you did in like 6th grade when the thing just exploded.
You talking about the Mayes and Shander show?
Yes. Is he aware of? He's locked. He's been, I guess, locked into this by you, right? That he's going to be producing this noon at 2.
It'll be, we'll be, well, it's interesting because I'm usually down the hall at that time, so I might actually have to run back down here just to make sure that everything's okay because he's just going to be probably face-palming himself the whole 2 hours, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be ripping you a lot.
Yeah. Gee, thanks.
I'm just giving you a heads up. I mean, you're the boss. You're management.
So is that
it went from 6 months of us being on the same side, co-hosts of the show, of the Mike Gill Show, the Sports Bash, and just having a lot of fun. But now you're management, man. It's your job to make sure that everything we do is by the book, and it's our job to fight you.
So what can I anticipate? Monday we've got a Phillies weekend, right? We've got a Sixers game, right? We've got an Eagles running back. Can I anticipate that any of that will be mentioned?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
He doesn't even miss a beat. That's amazing.
What are you talking about?
You didn't even miss a beat. You just probably not. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, a lot's going to change between now and Monday.
That's true.
No, but
I mean, that's going to be old news.
Well,
the signing of Howard or the trade for Howard is going to be old news.
Here's what I'll say will be a big difference with our show when we do talk sports outside of the other shows that are around wherever it may be in the country is I think we're going to talk a lot more about lines and numbers and the element of sports gambling, and not just, hey, I like the Eagles because they're -8 and move on, but like actually incorporate analysis with numbers. I think that's kind of something you'll hear a little more, not all the time, but I think you'll hear a lot more than you will on a regular show that maybe we're competing.
Yeah. Well, and like this morning, I actually, because I like Kincaid, you know why? He's a WVU guy, and he was on your national show last night.
Kevin Kincaid.
Kevin Kincaid. I was thinking John Kincaid.
Not John
Kincaid.
Kincaid.
To WVU. He's a Temple guy.
Correct.
Kevin Kincaid. So he was on Shander's national show last night, so I listened to the podcast.
Well, you talking soccer?
No, they were talking about
6 for 6 podcast.
Jesus.
So they were talking about how it's like 39 years ago, man. I mean, this whole town, everybody's good all of a sudden. I feel it's like Boston here.
Well, not yet. I mean, yesterday was fun, though. Now, yesterday, I think what it was is even though Harper didn't really do anything except, get intentionally walked, which opened up the gates for a grand slam, which was the great moment of the day, it just gave you this idea. There was this feeling, I think, that the fan base felt yesterday, whether you were in the park or not, that this is going to be special. Whether it's this year or next year, this team is going to do similar things to the group that came up in 07 and eventually won the World Series in 08 and went back in 09. You just have that feeling.
So I thought about this today when you said that, like, it feels like baseball's back. So my question is, could this team exceed popularity of that team? Can anything they do exceed the popularity of that team? I mean, Bryce Harper, he goes out there wearing fanatic cleats. He goes out to right field. He takes a bow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why 08 can be superseded, and it's, I think, for more superficial reasons than not, but even Jimmy Rollins had people that would take away from him. Oh, he doesn't run, he doesn't hustle. Like, there was something like that. If this team wins, for better or worse, Bryce Harper will be the face of that victory, and he will be looked at universally loved, because even things that he does that are a wart on the game or him will be accepted by Philadelphia, because I just think that he's easier than Chase Utley, who didn't have any personality.
Right, he had no personality.
Jimmy Rollins, who had way too much personality for some people.
Jimmy would poke the fan base, and sometimes the fan base, poked back. It was kind of a love-hate relationship with J-Roll, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Harper, it seems like, when he was in Washington, he was a tough guy to read. But here he just seems like so much more engaging and, like, embracing that this is my place for the next 13 years, and I'm going to love every minute of it. It seems that he's almost had an outer-body experience once he signed that deal.
Well, yeah, you think about it. It's hard for us to think about that kind of money or that kind of security in life. But prior to that being locked in, these last 2 seasons in Washington, everybody was all talking about, him becoming a free agent. Is he going to become a free agent? Will Washington be able to lock him up? And it's all this anxiety, I think, that you're playing with, for 2 seasons leading into this big off season, that once that thing is secured and taken care of, it's like a big weight off your back.
So much so that Trout said, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And now we hate him.
Yeah, Trout's out. What does he want? I tell you, that guy's a coward.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, honestly, Mike Trout.
He might as well become a Giants fan, like a New York Giants fan.
Seriously. All right, now I don't know him as a human being, but as a professional.
He walks into the link and gets booed now?
No. He shouldn't do that. But as a professional, he took the role of a coward as opposed to the role of a hero.
Well, taking $430 million is not a cowardly act.
Yes, it is when you're playing for a secondary team in one of the biggest markets. Here's my point. Mike Trout misses the playoffs. It's not a conversation. Any other sport or bigger teams, if the L.A. Dodgers miss the playoffs, if the Philadelphia Phillies miss the playoffs, if the Red Sox or Yankees miss the playoffs, it's a conversation. But if LeBron James or Tom Brady or even when Aaron Rodgers, it's happening right now with LeBron missing the playoffs. It's one of the biggest stories in the NBA.
Only on Colin Cowherd's
show.
No,
nobody else
cares.
It's being talked about. Maybe
Mason and Ireland in L.A.
No,
Who
it's
cares?
being talked about. Maybe not to the extreme in which those guys are taking
but in
it. Like
baseball, it doesn't get talked about. They don't talk about the big players in baseball because the big players in baseball don't get it's just accepted that one guy doesn't get you to the playoffs.
No, but that's the point, is if you take a $430 million contract for a team that nobody cares about in the first place, then you missing the playoffs is compounded with nobody caring even more so.
Well, that's baseball's problem. That's one of the problems they have, right?
Yeah, but if he goes to Philadelphia, if he goes to New York, if he goes to Boston and misses the playoffs, it's a story.
No,
Maybe
that's
not as
true.
big of a story as Mike, as LeBron James, Mike, but it's still a much bigger story than him missing the playoffs of the Angels.
But here's the deal: when that contract is put in front of you and your agent, you got to take it now. Because if he's rounding second, trying to stretch a double into a triple and tears his knee up, in week 2 of this season, and he didn't sign that contract, or he's waiting around, he's thinking maybe I should just go to free agency, he might not be the same player. You take that, no matter where you're going to, no matter where it keeps you.
It's hard to have the hubris to say no if someone offers you $430 million,
right?
Even if you don't want to be there.
Okay, let me ask you both this question. This contract is 13 years, right, that he signs?
Who, Trout?
Yes.
13 or 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say
12 for Trout.
Is it 12?
12.
Okay, sorry.
In 12 years, in those 12 years, 10 out of those 12 years, this is the scenario, and you tell me yes or no. 10 of the 12 years, Mike Trout is statistically the best player in baseball, or at the very least the American League. Mm-hmm. And of those 12 years, the Angels make the playoffs once. Is it a successful contract?
Yes, because he's the highest paid player in history.
A successful contract for him or the team that offered it to him?
No, I asked, is it a successful contract? It's an open-ended question, but you have to factor in, I think, both sides.
I mean, it's so difficult for one guy on a baseball team to make that much of a difference. Where it's not like you brought up LeBron, where one guy who's getting paid a lot can be the difference to a team being a playoff team and not. In baseball, you need a lot more help. So I don't define Trout by lack of playoffs.
Like, that's the whole thing with Harper. You could ask the same thing with Harper. Is $330 million. Well, they sold, X amount of tickets in this amount of time. Jerseys are number one. I mean, they're making money. They're probably going to approach $330 million by year 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Isn't that all they care about?
I guess, but what we're saying is that this is one of the most, if not the most overrated things in sports, is a long-term contract in baseball. It's basically
it's guaranteed.
Well, it's basically win-win for the player. And it's most likely lose-lose for the team.
That's why you give those 6 years of servitude up.
Okay.
So you can lock in for something like this.
But
God bless you.
It's the complete opposite of an NFL contract.
Yes.
It's the polar 180 I mean, these things, I don't know how it's team-friendly to lock Bryce Harper, Mike Trout,
there's no salary
or anybody
cap.
else.
It's just, they pay luxury tax or whatever, but there's no salary cap.
But to your guys' point, even having them blow it out and have amazing years statistically doesn't guarantee you anything. Now, the Phillies have put themselves in a significantly better position outside of just adding Bryce Harper, so now you expect them to move forward and win, but you can't make that argument with the Angels right now.
No.
Paul Westhead, by the way, was
That's
Westhead.
it. I knew it wasn't Westfall. All right, good.
Isn't Westhead also the name of a beer?
I don't know.
A domestic?
Nice.
An
Westhead.
Yeah, an IPA.
No, I've never heard of it.
I just saw a new IPA. These names are just out of control now. You just make up a name, throw an IPA on it, and people will drink it.
Right. I don't know what's
Walk up
more
to
out of
Harry Mays
control.
with an IPA, and he'll drink it.
Yeah, Sports Bash, Mike Gill IPA.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
you
sports.
could start that.
I've been asking one of these breweries in the area to create the Sports Bash brew.
I know, because you're big into the frou-frou beers. Like, you're a beer snob.
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah.
I see you drinking these generic all the time.
You don't see me. When we were down in
MLs
Atlanta.
and BLs and right?
When we were down in Atlanta, that was my beer, the Hoplanta.
Oh, yeah.
When
that
we
was
were
actually
watching
good.
the Sixers Warriors, that's what you were drinking?
Sixers Warriors out. Yes, I was drinking. You weren't there.
Yes, remember I got there late.
No, I don't.
You were that blacked out?
Too many of those beers.
Hoplanta was all over me. Let me ask you this question then. Did you guys watch the signing Harper thing?
No.
I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and I got bored. So what I put on was Netflix, The Dirt, the Motley Crue
Motley
movie.
Crue.
The
How was
biopic.
that?
Oh, it was awesome.
I can't watch that because of that main guy who plays.
It was awesome.
I heard it was really good, and I've been. It was.
He is one of the worst musicians you've ever heard.
Yeah, but the movie was great. I was a big.
How do I get around that?
I don't know. I was a big fan of The Crew.
Well,
I'm sure you
it
were,
came out.
but-
It was released when I was away, so I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But I've been wanting to, and I wasn't even that big of a Motley
Wait,
Crue
where
fan.
were you? Under a rock? It's Netflix. You can get that on your phone.
I'm on Clearwater. I'm
Who wants
not
to watch
watching
it
Netflix
on your phone.
My point of it is that you can access Netflix anywhere, including your phone, like up to your phone.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to watch it on his phone.
I'm
He
having
probably
a
has
hot
nice
Lana.
big TV.
Well, don't complain that you couldn't see it because you were away.
No, I'm not complaining. I just said I knew it came out. I was interested in seeing it, but I was away, so I didn't want to waste one of my nights sitting on the couch watching The Dirt.
You see how he does that, Mike? He took what you said as a complaint.
Yeah, I'm not
nowhere
complaining.
in there was that a complaint.
No. But you know what I did get wound up watching one night when I was down there?
What?
You almost have to when you're in Clear. Have you ever watched the Leah Remini thing on the Scientology?
Oh, yeah, I did. I've watched some of it.
Yeah,
I can't take all of it.
She was one of my first real crushes on TV.
Yeah, it was. What was her name in
Saved
Saved by the Bell?
She looks like my sister.
Leanne Carosi or something like that?
All right, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie
Leanne-
Carosi.
Yeah, Stephanie Carosi.
That was a
Her
fool.
sister's Leanne.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, I think she's still in Scientology.
Well,
Nobody got her out?
No, I think she's still in there.
we drove around the building, the flagship building, the other day. I'll tell you what, it's an eerie
Oh,
feel,
yeah, it's
man.
down in St. Pete, right?
No, it's in Clearwater.
Oh, it's in Clearwater.
Yeah.
Is that right?
They own, like, literally all of the downtown area of Clearwater. They, like, bought it all. And the flagship building, it's got to be, like, 6 blocks big and 6 stories high.
Wow.
And who knows what's going on. You can't see in. All the windows are blacked out.
Yeah.
It is it's an interesting drive. When you go down Cleveland Street in downtown Clearwater, you feel a little different, man.
I'll tell you, Gill loves his Clearwater, man.
Seriously.
Can't you just tell?
Seriously.
Loves Clearwater.
I'm vacationing to retire there.
Are you?
It's in the
Good for you.
It's in the works.
Nice.
Really? Why Clearwater to retire? Not that it's a bad spot.
Nah,
but
probably not Clearwater. Maybe like Dunedin,
Dunedin, yeah.
Yeah.
Palm Harbor.
St. Pete, Treasure Island, somewhere down there. Indian Rocks.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, did you guys do the fan cred last night for that game?
Yeah, we did.
We did, and it turned into a UT Purdue takeover at the end because the Sixers won, and we were on live for that final frame of overtime.
That guy, what's it called? Tennessee got hosed.
Yeah.
What
they
happened?
did.
What happened at the beginning of that game with the audio?
First off, it was a foul, and the kid's foot wasn't out of bounds. So the only argument that I think you can make about getting hosed is the time.
No, but that foul is rarely called at that time of the game.
Okay, that time of the game, but it's called with 4 minutes left in the fourth.
Granted.
Or second half.
Granted.
Okay.
But not in that spot. That's rarely ever called.
Okay.
Whenever I need that foul, Shander, I don't get it. But I had Tennessee on the money line last night.
So-
They're up 2, and they foul this kid. I was apoplectic.
I had Tennessee in the final game.
Did you?
I'm out.
Yeah, I had him in my final 4.
By the way, Shander paid for his brackets.
Did he?
Is that news?
That
One
is
of those
news.
brackets is cooked, by the way. The
All
other
of
one's
mine
still
are
alive.
All of mine are cooked. One of my
As long as
brackets.
Duke is still there, I'm there. Now I got a nice, healthy, juicy tip from a mutual friend of ours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not of ours, Mike. Of ours.
Oh
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
Well,
sure I know who that is.
But I'm tempted to go ahead and in the break do that. That guy's been pretty good.
What, do
to
we
me.
have breaks on this show? I think he's got like these 40-minute segments.
Do you hear
I
the
got a
music?
break.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Well, in one of my brackets, my best possible score is 113. That one's out. Way out.
Yeah, I abstained from the bracket.
Yeah, I'm out on you for doing that. by the
I
way.
noticed.
Why?
You didn't
I
even give a.
publicly
You didn't
ripped
even
you
give
on
a
this
no. You gave a nothing.
No, exactly.
That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
publicly ripped you for doing that.
Yeah, I gave a nothing because that's what I got as far as invitations to the Sixers game.
You did get
Yes.
an invitation, except for the other guy told me I'll get back to you, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, 2 weeks before the date. 2 weeks, I told you that. Do you know how many things go on in like the most boring, mundane person's life within 2 weeks? You put a camera around me for 2 hours, there's stuff going on. I can't remember that. Shame on you.
That's true. I'm Mike Gill. This is the Sports Bash. Mayes and Eytan debuts Monday at noon right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Mayes and Eytan, weekdays noon to 2, starting April 1st on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Monday, we will have the debut of the new Mayes and Eytan show here on 97.3 ESPN. That'll be noon to 2 with Harry Mayes and Eytan Shander. And they are live today somewhere at a casino, right?
Well, no, we're actually at the Valley Forge Race and Sportsbook, which is the old turf club in Oaks,
yes.
PA.
Yeah.
Right. So that is a Parx Casino property, and they just flipped the sportsbook here, I'd say, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we've been here hanging out, doing our Derailed podcast here. And we are here today, hanging out with you, of course.
Yeah.
And starting Monday, we're going to be, at least this Monday, we're going to debut our show at Parx Casino in the Northeast in Bensalem. And then moving forward, including that Friday, every Friday, we'll be at Parx.
That's
So, yep.
This Monday you will be where?
This Monday we'll be at Parx Casino. This Friday we'll be at Parx Casino, and moving on every Friday.
Gotcha.
At Parx Casino. Now, I don't know if you know this about these casinos up here. Parx, they've got the Turf Club that's down in South Philadelphia
South
now.
Philly Turf
Right.
Club, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Valley Forge.
Is that the
race
one by
and
the
sports
stadium?
club. That
Yes,
is.
yes.
Imagine how crazy that was yesterday.
Yeah, that must have been a scene yesterday.
Right
man.
around everything with the Sixers and the Phillies before that.
I heard
So,
it was a nightmare driving around there yesterday.
I
Well, I'm
imagine
sure,
it
'cause,
was.
I mean, the Sixers played too
They
later.
were.
Well, we
That
had
to be
one of our
4 o'clock people driving in. So here's what I was saying.
One of our
is-
Sixers nights that you two weren't invited to was last night.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even invited to this one. The salespeople went. So they tried to get up there, and they said it was an absolute nightmare because the people coming out of the Phillies game, they were so jubilant from the Bryce Harper, they weren't leaving. They were still pounding Shastas at 6 o'clock last night.
Well, no, it's insanity, and that's why you take full advantage of that book, because before you just sit in your car, before you just sit there and you bear it and you just grin and have to sit in traffic, but now you can go hang out at that book across the street. So all I was going to tell you is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can pick up a ticket at Bensalem with us on Monday. So you can come see us Monday at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Parx, put a wager down. And then if you're going to the game in which you've wagered, like the Sixers or Phillies later that week, and you hit big, you don't need to go back. You can just cash it right down there in South Philly.
Now that helps out.
Yeah.
Yes. Or if you live out in Oaks or Phoenixville, where Harry and I are now, and you're down at the game and you want to just get home, you could cash it around here. So any of the 3 locations, you can cash that ticket.
So last night you were talking about some app on the other side. What was the app about?
Eytan was.
Yes, I was. So do you remember this story about how I got hit with that scam that where the voicemail said that I needed to call back, and I called back, and they were saying that they were with the Social Security Department, and there was enough information to hand it over to the FBI, and that I had all these things against me, and it turned out to be a Social Security scam. I remember I was telling you my lawyer.
Yeah, but it's very believable.
It is very.
I mean,
believable.
and that's
right.
the thing. If I were you,
Right.
and you, knowing you, and if I'm you, I'm very scared.
I was scared
because that could happen to you.
Sure, and I called the lawyer up right away, and we.
I know your lawyer.
You did.
Yes.
You recommended me.
Yeah.
So,
you know how I see this all ending for you, Shander, with like your liver in the bathtub on ice.
no,
like
listen,
his kidneys?
Yeah.
I've gotten out of a situation like that on Tinder where I was going to get robbed for my liver and kidneys, but this particular case.
You should see Josh's face on that one.
Really?
Is this a true story?
Oh, everything he says is true.
Yeah. I've got receipts and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it turns out that I thought that there was this elaborate scheme, this technical scheme to mask numbers, because remember, part of that scam was calling me with the Conshohocken Police Department number. So when I picked up the phone and Googled it, it came up as Conshohocken PD, even though it wasn't them calling. Turns out my girlfriend's dad's a PI, investigator, and everything. So we were talking about this, and he said that this is an app. So I downloaded the app. And I called a friend / former coworker of Harry and I, like a friend of ours, right? But under the guise of another friend /coworker.
So you pirated a phone number of someone else through this app.
Yes, it's really easy.
Yeah,
so
wow.
I can call Mike as Harry and like muffle my voice and be like, "You son of a bitch," and then hang up. And then Mike calls Harry back, being like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
All upset. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, don't give people the idea. Don't tell them where they can find this app.
This is amazing right here.
Just keep this under
The app
wraps.
creates a voice muffler?
No,
it does do that as well.
But it takes somebody else's phone number and makes it yours.
Oh, gosh.
So your caller ID, I'm thinking Eytan's calling me, but it's not Eytan. It's somebody using this app. It's Gill.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so isn't there like a new thing now, though, where there's like, I saw something today. I don't know if it's in just Jersey or what. I didn't read the article, just the headline like everybody else, but that you can now be on the no-call list, and now that really means they can't call you. Is that accurate?
Really? I don't think so.
What, the evolution of the no-call list?
I think that's BS.
Only for Verizon is what I'm being told.
Yeah, I have Verizon,
So
and
do
I get called all the time.
I had to pull the article up because they have that new thing now where they call you with the exchange that you have.
Yes.
Right.
It makes it look like a common number.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like it's like you have the number, so now the same number.
Have you ever been called by your own number from these scams? That happens every now and again.
No, but
because it's an algorithm. So to
your own number?
Right, because what they do is they have an algorithm. It's almost like one of those old auto dialers, except it's the technological advancement of it. So it runs through the algorithm of all of the numbers and just calls these numbers. So it's like 1 in a 5 million chance that column A is going to match column B.
Oh, wow.
It's really just a fake number on column A calling a real number in column B. Fake meaning a pirated real number.
I have some Chinese woman that calls me all the time.
Well, our buddy, Johnny up in Philadelphia has an issue where he was on our Derailed show, Mike, and this guy we heard it. He's got people calling him up from Chinatown in New York City pushing this pirated Viagra.
Right. The internet like Viagra.
Right. And now you're telling us that you have it too?
Well, no, I just have a Chinese woman that calls, and
hot dog?
She's speaking Mandarin. I can't understand a word of it.
Weren't you just where Kraft was?
Yes, I was.
This is timely.
Now, that's why you don't leave your email and cell phone. That's why you don't fill out the frequent customer card.
Right.
You just go in, you use cash, and you get out.
Exactly right.
Jesus, what is wrong with you? You put your credit card down? My God. Would they get you like that old thing at the game where you fill out this whole sheet just to get a free T-shirt?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, here's the article. Finally, here's how to block robocalls on Verizon. So Verizon has finally got technology to automatically block robocalls on your smartphone. So there you go.
Interesting.
Only
have to investigate that.
I'll have to give you the. It looks like a $2.99 charge. Is that worth it? Is it worth the $2.99 to just get rid of those calls?
No, it's not.
You're saying no on that?
No, because I just see them and I just don't answer them anyway. Except every now and then I answer just to yell at somebody, and it's always the Chinese woman, and I don't yell at her.
You know why?
No, I don't, because I can't understand her. She might be saying something nice to me. She might be a fan. She might be listening, saying, hey, when are you going to put out the next Derailed episode in Mandarin, for all I know.
That's true.
So I don't want to yell at her.
We just got an Instagram message the other day from Switzerland. So I was off the air 2 days last week, and we carried the NCAA tournament games.
Yeah. You're off a lot, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that in.
I was off for a week.
Yeah, that's a long time,
When you take vacation, how many shows do you miss?
We don't take vacation. We can't afford it.
Just you wait and see.
Yeah. Trust me. Mayes and Eytan's going to be Eytan for about half the summer.
Well, so we carried the 2 days of the tournament, and we got a message from Switzerland of the world's biggest John McMullen fan wanting to know where McMullen was the last 2 days, that he was not on the radio, and he went to the YouTube page to get the podcast, and it was no longer the podcast was gone. He was that concerned that McMullen was canceled.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't cancel John
That's
McMullen.
awesome, though. So McMullen's like big in Switzerland.
Switzerland. The guy had he was standing up on a table with an Eagles flag. Hello from Switzerland.
Okay.
What happened to John McMullen?
Is the guy Swiss? national, or is he a Philadelphia transplant?
Not
Do
sure.
you know?
I didn't get into a conversation with him. It was just more the picture.
Okay, so here's what I would say.
One of McMullen's podcasts last week had over 20,000 views.
I don't doubt that at all. The guy is a very popular national writer. I try to get him on my national show as much as I can.
Did he stiff you on that?
No. He's great. He'll come on all the time
Yeah.
whenever I ask him. But my point of it is that
you should do something for him. Like you should throw him something.
What am I going to throw?
I don't know. Give him something.
I don't have anything. I spent all my money on this show. All right? What do you mean give him something?
I don't know.
Why don't we get Gill to throw him a dunk?
Why don't you give him that Jay Ajayi jersey you keep in
Somebody's,
your car?
Hey, listen, Monday from noon to 2, Mike, somebody's winning that jersey.
Or that Villanova, that nice Villanova swag you have.
Yeah, we've got 2 things we're giving out.
Yeah.
On Monday's show?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to want it.
We've got a Jay Ajayi Super Bowl jersey, game-worn Super Bowl jersey.
No, it's not a game worn.
Quit lying.
And we have a Villanova Authentic. Now, this is authentic. It was given to me, hand-given to me by Jay Wright himself. Villanova pullover. And we've got 10 pairs of Wings tickets as well to give out.
All on Monday's show.
Yeah, I mean, we have some other things, too. Like, I might just give somebody $100 for showing up. You don't know.
Just walk up and shake. Offer Harry a beer, $100.
Wow.
No, seriously, if you can come up and show me proof positive that you've downloaded the app and you are subscribed to Derailed, you are in the running to win $100.
There you go.
And that's real.
That's new, right there, live.
That's right there. But you have to show proof of purchase. You have to prove that you've downloaded the app, and you have to prove that.
You going to remember any of this?
No.
What do you mean, am I going to remember any of this? I'm sober.
But speaking of the app, well, so am I. Do you
That's
know,
debatable.
Mike, how many people have downloaded the app?
I do.
You do?
I mean, I have an idea, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it is a substantial amount. In fact, I could say this. I will, without giving like an exact number because I don't have it, I can say the company gives us goals. Okay, we have to have X amount of apps downloaded for the year to reach a monetary goal. For 2019, our app goal was hit in December of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
now, why, though? Because of me.
Yeah, sure. You can take the credit. Harry can have some credit.
He wasn't really
Mosher.
around there in December.
No,
No, he was doing the countdown to kickoff show.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
In December?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was filling in for a bunch of
Absolutely.
weeks there at the end of the football season. Mosher is also, he had the Mosher McMullen Krause show.
I did it throughout all the playoffs.
That's right. You did.
That's right.
You definitely did. I forgot that.
That is accurate.
I assumed that was in January.
At my recommendation, I said, hey, why not have Harry do the show? He's
for all the shows.
He's looking for a little work right now.
That's right.
That's right.
Span across them all.
All right. So we got hey, by the way, it was pretty fun to see you, Harry, down at the Super Bowl. But
it was a blast.
Is this the first time you've talked? It's been 3 months.
I'm not sure about that.
Pretty much.
Seriously, like, is this the first? Did you really just say that? You guys haven't talked since?
Mike's been on vacation for 2 months.
That's true. I forgot.
I mean, Jesus.
I forgot the guy was in Clearwater for the last year.
He's staking out the Scientology building.
My buddy, let me tell you, my friend who goes with me, he is determined to go in there and save those people.
Really?
Oh, my dude, it's like his fixation. He's like, we got to go in there. We've got to go in. Yeah, that's why we have to sit and watch all those shows.
Oh, my goodness.
Not everybody needs saving.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
Hey,
but let me tell you, if you see those people walking around the streets, something's not right in that building.
You know what your buddy thinks? He thinks they all look like Leah Remini, and he's going to
That's
hook
right.
up. That's
right.
the deal.
That's exactly what it is.
He's like, there's 200 Leah Reminis in there. I got to go get me one.
So I have a question when we get back about the new show that I need you to answer, all right?
Okay, it's part of 5 questions.
Is it?
Atlantic? Sure. You want to ask the questions today?
I just have one question.
All right.
I don't want to step on Josh's toes.
You can
Josh
ask
does a
one.
fantastic job of doing them.
Atlantic City Blackjack season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out on the hard-hitting, fast-paced action that is arena football. Go to acblackjacks.com. That's acblackjacks.com for your arena football tickets. Bet on us. You guys should come down for the Seoul Blackjacks game. How about that?
You know, I was actually having a conversation with someone this morning at 29, and they were jacked up about the Blackjacks. Mentioned Nick, mentioned Ryan involved in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a big event tonight that I was supposed to be a judge for the new dance team.
Dude.
But
wait, why weren't... See, again, like, what is going on? You just neglect us? I could have came down for that.
All right, well, they're having it at 7 o'clock. You want to step in for me?
Yes.
It's at the Hard Rock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm leaving here at 7. I can be down there by 8:30.
It's 6 to 9.
I don't know. Let's talk off the air.
All right. 5 questions coming up. Sports Bash 97.3 ESPN. All right, as we get ready to wrap up the Friday show, it is time for the 5 questions as we get ready to bolt out for the weekend. Don't forget, Monday at noon, it is the new Mayes and Eytan show. Noon to 2, Harry Mayes, Eytan Shander. They are out at Valley Forge right now.
Well, Valley Forge.
Jeez. You muted me?
Yeah, I muted you.
What are you doing?
It was an accident. Because you took your headset off early. You want me to explain why I muted you?
I went to the restroom.
Well, you didn't wait for the break.
I've been back for 5 minutes.
But you went early, so I forgot to unmute you. If you had waited to the normal time, I wouldn't have had to mute you. You couldn't wait 36 more seconds?
36.
Shame on you.
All right. What was your question? Shander, what was your question?
My question is, can you...
What's the question?
Seriously. I mean, what's the question? Can you lock in right now, before the show even starts, because we want to have this happen each and every day, but we need you to lock in each and every day. Can you give us 4, maybe 5 minutes every single day of a crossover?
Really?
Can I?
Do you not want him?
I mean, you're asking this right out of the gate? I mean, I thought we'd work into that.
No, I want him around.
Oh. Well, he's got things to do.
Well, that's why I ask him ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, he's the boss.
Right. But, we want you to come in and make sure that you rip and check everything that we did that we shouldn't have done. And then we want to make sure that we can preemptively hold you accountable for anything that's going on. Like, oh, yeah, you got this guy, Jeff Mosher really coming on at 3 o'clock? The guy co-hosts with you 3 days a week. Something like that.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Burning another segment with Moshe, huh?
Yeah.
I think we can make that happen. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, all right, I got one question, and then Josh has questions. But we got to hurry. Do I go to Mariah Carey tomorrow night?
No. I mean, is she performing topless? I mean, you know they're going to be out in some fashion, but I mean, like, I would need that all out for me to go to the show.
I went to Christina Aguilera with my girl. I don't know that I could do Mariah Carey. Like, I pulled a solid for ex-Tina, but Mariah Carey.
Did ex-Tina smell like boiled hot dogs?
No, she was, but she's looked better, I'd say that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she was
she a little plump?
she was
a little puffy?
Yeah, she had a rough night.
She was a little swole. No, but there's an internet thing. It's probably a hoax, but they say that she smells like boiled hot dogs.
I've never seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
That was I was missed upon me that night, but we had pretty good seats. We were very close.
Nice.
But I did not get a whiff of a hot dog.
I would not go to Mariah.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I saw new pics of Mariah. She looks pretty damn
Yeah, but
good.
she's not going to be naked. That's the thing.
Well, no female artist that you go see is going to be naked. Is that your barometer for who you go?
For some.
I don't think that's advertised, ever.
I think that's inconsistent. That's hypocritical.
I mean, Lisa Ann's coming to cheerleaders in a couple of weeks. I'm going to that.
That's different.
She's going to be naked.
Yeah. By the way, did Howie Roseman make a trade at the Sixer game last night?
What do you mean, with Jordan Howard?
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting front row at the game last night.
I think it was just finalized.
The trade went down at like 8:30. It was halftime.
8:20. 8:20.
Yeah.
Well, he finalized it then. I think it was in motion for a little bit.
That's got to be the most boss trade of all time. I'm at the Sixer game. Here's my deal. Take it or leave it.
What happened to Josh's questions?
You guys wouldn't shut up.
Oh, is that right?
Jeez.
You need us. Come on.
What are you, Jack Nicklaus now?
Yes. You need us. That's what I meant.
It's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
Jack Nicholas.
That's what I meant. On the wall.
Jesus.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Come on.
That's what this is. The wall is always that final segment of the final hour. You need us on that wall.
Build the wall.
You'll hear these guys on Monday at noon. Harry Mayes, Eytan Shander.
Hey, why don't you delay the top of the hour? We'll do 5 questions.
That's not bad, actually.
I've heard you play this bed for like 5 minutes.
This bed here? Nah,
Yeah.
This bed's a minute. That's it. I got 15 seconds. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right, thanks,
You too,
Mike.
brother.
All right, those guys will be on Monday at noon.